So this is the first time you've launched this?
Oh yeah, I've never done it. That one might have cost a tire.
I think you're the only supercar owner who would ever do this.
I didn't think that was going to be that bad.
Welcome back to Max HP. It's Nick, and today I'm here with Tim, and we're going to be checking out his Ferrari 458. We're going to be talking about what makes a 458 so special, how much it costs to own a 458, and a little bit later we're going to take it on a drive and see what it can do. First of all, how did you come to own a Ferrari 458?
Well, you did the video of the Batmobile. So yeah, I traded a Batmobile for the Ferrari.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, seen a McLaren for sale in one of the Facebook groups. The guy said, you know, he was open to some trades and like kind of unique stuff. So I said, well, I'll trade you Batmobile. And deal didn't work out for him, but Solomon saw it that I buy McLaren parts from. So my brother's a big Batman fan. Are you interested in a 458? I said, well, yeah, I kind of always wanted to own a 458, and opportunity was there. So we got in touch and just started talking, and here it is.
That's awesome. So out of all Ferraris, you hear 458 come up a lot. So what makes this car so special compared to other Ferraris?
Yeah, so I'm definitely not a Ferrari purist. I love the cars, I love all cars, but it seems like the 458 really kind of comes back to be one of the more desirable cars, at least of, you know, the financially obtainable ones, last of the NA V8. So the 488 is really like the sort of upgraded version of it. That's the twin turbo car with a little bit smaller V8, and it doesn't have like that raw Ferrari feel. This has got the 9,000 RPM red line where they're at 8,000, and just the sound's a little bit different. Personally never drove a 488, kind of intrigues me, especially because turbo cars and, you know, downpipes and tune kind of, you know, make a lot of power. But it's an amazing car, it's super refined. So I see a lot of stories of people that go from the 458 to the 488 or to the F8, and then they drop back to the 458 because just, you know, sort of that raw Ferrari feel. So although I don't have the personal experience, that seems to be what others are doing, and I'm happy with the car. So
yeah. So you've had other supercars in the past. How would you compare this to those?
Yeah. So I've had Vipers. I don't know if you consider that a supercar, but kind of. And then Lamborghini Gallardo. I had a twin turbo E-gear car, and then I had a McLaren 570, and I had two McLaren 720Ss. I would say from my experience, very similar to the McLarens. Very refined, very just dialed in car. The build quality and sort of just like the driver experience on the Ferrari definitely feels, I think the best way to describe it is it feels like a company that's making cars for a really long time, that knows what they're doing. The Gallardo was a pretty nice car, but it was an 04, so it was the first year of that car. The interior was very antiquated, and it was an E-gear car, which was a very clunky transmission. The dual clutch in this thing is amazing. That's a lot what the McLarens use now. They seem very similar. So if you had a McLaren, I think that the Ferrari is going to be a very similar driving experience, except for I think they're a little bit more reliable just because they're Ferrari. They've been making cars for a long time.
What is the power and torque? What are the specs on it?
That's a good question. I think they're like 550 for horsepower. Okay. Torque, I really have no idea.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, never really paid attention. Feels good. It's a different driving experience with the really high RPM. I've driven dual clutch cars before, you know, boosted cars and stuff like that. Like the torquiness of a Viper is a lot different than sort of like the smooth acceleration on these cars. But that RPM difference is unique. Feels like you're waiting for it to shift a lot, even though it's still kind of just going faster and faster. It's kind of fun. We'll obviously try it and see how you think.
Yeah, sounds wild. I know you haven't been the owner long, but so far as the owner, what is your favorite part about the car?
I think honestly, the driving experience on it. I mean, it starts up and it runs every time, so that's a good start in the right direction, especially for, you know, some of the things I've built can be questionable. But yeah, I mean, it just can't really describe it. You know, I can't really say one thing in particular, but the layout, the steering, the brakes, the stability of the car, everything just feels right. Like it just feels like you're kind of almost one with the car.
That's sweet. Is there anything you think Ferrari should have done differently with the car? Hopefully they're not watching.
I mean, so I would say this with every car, pretty much every wheel and tire fitment. Obviously I lowered the car. I think you already know that. I think almost all cars just need to be a little bit lower, and, you know, wheels just a little bit more flush with the body. No, I think they kind of nailed it. Yeah. I will say I do like some of the updates on like the 488 because it's got like, you know, a little bit more open quarters. The F8 headlights are a little bit different, stuff like that. I kind of like the old 458. I think it's just, I don't know, it seems like a pretty timeless car. Obviously, this car does have like the Special front end on it. I guess I'm a little bit more partial to the OEM stuff. This is okay. I like it. I like to, you know, mix things up.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they got it pretty dialed in.
I know you haven't owned it for long, but what is the cost of ownership for a 458?
I'm comparing it to other cars I've owned. It's actually kind of similar so far to my Vipers. Vipers are pretty inexpensive to insure. It's a lot cheaper than my McLarens were. I was paying around 1,800 bucks, I think, for 6 months. This car's about 1,000. I'm in Michigan, so I think our rates tend to be a little bit higher than other places. Plates and tags, I have a Montana LLC, but even then, because it's a lower MSRP car, it's still about half of what the McLaren was.
Okay.
And then I did the oil change myself. There does seem to be a pretty good like aftermarket group of guys that, and maybe gals, that do maintenance themselves on the cars, so parts are pretty obtainable. So I did filter, O-ring, and then the drain rings, and with oil and everything, I think I was about 130 bucks into an oil change.
Wow.
Yeah, so not bad.
That's
I think
cheap.
Yeah, and I've heard people say the dealer is like 600 or 700, and then I had another friend of mine that said his dealer actually charges 1,400 or 1,500. So
Yeah, I believe it.
yeah, I think they're pretty inexpensive cars, and they're pretty reliable. So I mean, I don't think you're gonna have a lot of issues with them.
Yeah,
So.
sweet. Yeah,
Other
that's
than
not too bad.
buying the car, you know.
Right, yeah, that
That's-
can be pricey. I
That's
guess
the hard part usually.
If you were to buy one of these, what's the average price on the market for a
So the
458?
458s seem to hold strong. I see them anywhere from about 160,000 on up. I fell in love with the 458 when my wife and I bought our first house in 09. Somebody in the neighborhood actually got one. It was a white one, beautiful car. And I was kind of watching the prices kind of come down. This is, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then in typical Ferrari fashion, they've kind of like become a little bit more collectible, a little bit more desirable.
Yeah.
So they seem to be going up, and then COVID kind of shot that through the roof. So remember at one point in time, I was looking at them, they're 120, 125, thinking that, these are going to be a under $100,000 car like the 360s, kind of used to be. And then, they waved that goodbye.
Right, not anymore. Well, shall we see what it can do?
See what we can do?
Take it
Yeah.
for a rip.
Let's do it.
All right. Different sound. Hey there, it's Nick from Max HP. Get ready for some more wild horsepower and adrenaline-packed rides as I am posting a brand new video of a different car every single week. So please don't miss out. Smash that subscribe button and like the video down below. Yeah, that sounds insane.
That RPM wild, like it's just like
it just keeps going.
Yeah.
Was that like almost red light? I mean,
yeah, it should have been about 8,500 or so.
Okay. Oh man. Oh, wow. Dang. Oh my gosh, that sound.
Yeah. It's fun how it just keeps pulling and pulling and pulling.
Yeah. And then the downshifts too.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, Ferraris, man, they got it figured out.
Would you launch it?
I've never launched it. We can try it. Actually, I know a spot where we can launch it.
I know, it's up to you. Some people don't want to launch their cars ever.
That's what it was made for. Should be fine. If not, then whatever. Yeah, so I think that's what this is for.
Yeah, it has launch control too.
And we'll find out.
So this is the first time you've launched this?
Oh yeah, I've never done it.
Let's see how it goes and
Prepare to
figure it out together.
I don't know.
Oh yeah,
That was all right.
kind of worked. Yeah. There we go.
That wasn't bad.
No, that wasn't bad at all.
Yeah, it wasn't really that thrilling, I guess. Came out of the gate all right.
I feel like it was right. It seemed like maybe it started a little low.
Yeah, it seemed a little boggy. That's all the TRX is, though, too. If you don't get it right, it'll be a little boggy.
That was fun.
Yeah.
There, now you can say you launched it.
Launched it, yeah. Let's try it again sometime.
Oh, wow.
There's an old, abandoned track I don't know how bad the road is, but we can go down there and might be able to get some stuff too.
Give it a shot.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's
cool.
potholes that will full on swallow this car, but.
Oh my gosh. The sound is just mind blowing. Oh wow, yeah. Ooh, ooh.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah, not great. Ooh.
Yeah, she's all right. That one might have cost a tire.
I think you're the only supercar owner who would ever do this.
I didn't think that was going to be that bad. That one,
that ain't gonna work.
I'm probably going to see a bubble on the tire after that one.
Yeah, that could be. That sucks.
I mean, I saw it, but I usually come down here with my truck, so I guess, you know, that's
I don't notice as much.
in the TRX.
Hey, you can push the suspension button.
Yeah, try that out. Put her on bumpy. I'm actually surprised the bumper didn't hit on that one. Some whistling diesel stuff here now.
Yeah. Oh, there it is.
Oh, that's the one, wasn't it?
Huge.
Son of-
Wow. Yeah, pulling a whistling diesel today.
We'll see how bad it shakes now at over 100. Wheels even shaped like a noodle.
Yeah. Footballs.
Yeah, football. Yeah,
wheels.
yeah.
Great.
What sucks is there's Bluetooth for the phone, but just the phone. I can't play music through it. You ever see that in some of the older cars?
Oh yes, I have seen that.
Yeah.
BMW that had the
Yeah.
same thing.
Yeah, you're like, why do we have this? Because I feel like that's more complicated.
Yeah.
So I bought this thing, little FM module.
Okay.
But some of the cars had a iPod hookup. So you had the iPod with like the old Apple, like the wide plug. It was an option, I guess. It was like $1,000, but you can buy them for like $300 now. Then you can buy another plug-in for that to Bluetooth. So like $300 for the cord, and then another $300. I'm like, I like music, but I'm like $600 is like, I'm just listening.
One of these for $25 works.
Yeah, that thing was on Amazon for 15, so I just bought that, and it worked. It kind of screws the quality up a little bit,
Yeah.
but you know, it's
Still works good.
yeah, it works all right.
Yeah. Oh man. Corner as well. Woo. Oh my god.
Yeah, tires feel all right. Yeah, I think we're good.
It pulls nice.
Oh yeah,
Feels great.
yeah. For a little V8, it holds its own. I'd love to get this car on a track because you can just feel like everything about this car just wants to be on a track.
You've got to be able to hear this from a mile away.
Oh yeah,
Multiple miles away. Well, thanks.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
Cool.